Hey guys, have you ever dug through your pocket change and thought, man, I wonder if any of these coins are secretly worth a fortune? Well, buckle up because today we're talking about the 1989 P Washington quarter, a coin you might just have lying around. And guess what? Some of these have been rumored to be worth up to $1 million. No joke. Now, before you go flipping over your couch cushions and raiding your old change jar, let's break down exactly why this coin is so special, what makes it valuable, and how you can check if you've got a hidden jackpot sitting in your collection. And trust me, you don't want to miss this because I'll be sharing real sales figures, collector tips, and some must-know details that could turn an everyday quarter into an alright. So let's start with the basics. The 1989 Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which means it carries the P Mint mark just below the date on the obverse, right next to George Washington's ponytail. Now, these coins were made out of 75% copper and 25% nickel. So no, they're not silver, but don't let that fool you. The real money is in rare mint errors and high-quality condition coins. Most 1989 P quarters are only worth 25 cents, just your standard pocket change. But every so often, a rare one pops up that collectors are willing to pay insane amounts of money for. So, what makes one of these worth up to $1 million? Let's break it down. There are three main reasons why certain 1989 P quarters are worth huge money. These can include off-center strikes, double dies, and even some crazy misprints that collectors go nuts over. Coins graded MS67 and higher are extremely rare for this year, and the higher the grade, the higher the price. Coin becomes desirable due to a combination of rarity and collector interest, which can drive up values. Let's go deeper into each of these categories, so you know exactly what to look for. Alright, error coins are where things get spicy. You'd be surprised how much money collectors will throw at a coin with a weird mistake on it. Here are some of the craziest errors found on 1989 P quarters that have sold for big bucks. This means parts of the coin were struck twice, creating a doubling effect on letters, numbers, or Washington's face. A strong DDO in great condition? We're talking thousands of dollars easily. If your quarter looks like someone printed it while shaking the machine, it could be worth serious money. The more dramatic the off-center error, the higher the value. If your quarter has a clean bite missing from it, that could be a valuable mint error. Broad strikes and misaligned dies. If the coin lacks a proper rim or has a stretched appearance, collectors will pay big money for it. Now, not every error coin is worth $1 million, but some have sold for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, let's talk about condition, because this is where the $1 million potential comes in. Most quarters that have been used in circulation are all scratched up and dinged from years of use. But if you find a perfect, untouched 1989 P quarter, you might be looking at a gold mine. Professional coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC assign a grade to coins, with the highest being MS70, which basically means it looks like it was minted yesterday. These are the unicorns. If you have an MS67 or higher 1989 P quarter, collectors will pay thousands. And here's where things get really crazy. If an ultra-rare MS68 or better 1989 P quarter were to surface, some experts believe it could fetch six figures, maybe even hit that legendary $1 million mark at auction. So if you ever find a 1989 P quarter that looks absolutely flawless, do not spend it. Get it graded. What you're thinking? Has a 1989 P quarter actually sold for $1 million? Well, as of now, we haven't seen a confirmed $1 million sale yet. But we've seen similar modern quarters sell for astronomical prices. A rare MS67 1989 P quarter sold for over $10,000 at auction. High-grade error coins have brought in over $5,000 each. If an MS68 ever hit the market, experts believe it could go for $500,000 or more. So, that $1 million sale. It's possible. It just takes the right collector and the right coin. How do you check if you're sitting on a hidden fortune? Make sure you have a Philadelphia Mint P quarter from 1989. Grab a magnifying glass and see if you can spot any doubling, off-center strikes, or other weird features. If your quarter looks brand new, with no scratches or wear, it could be worth sending to a grading company. If you think you've got something special, send it to PGS or NGC for professional grading. And remember, the rarer the coin, the higher the price. So there you have it, guys. The 1989 P Washington quarter might just be the most valuable sleeper coin in modern U.S. history. If you have one sitting in your pocket, in a jar, or even buried in your couch cushions, take a second look. You never know. You could be holding a small fortune and not even realize it. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below if you've ever found an insanely valuable coin. I love hearing your stories. Imagine finding a quarter in your pocket worth over $1 million. Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. There's a 2017 P Mint Mark State quarter out there that is sold for a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Today, we're going to break down why this coin is worth so much, how you can spot one, and what other 2017 quarters might be worth serious money. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's dive into this wild world of valuable quarters. A quarter? Worth over $1 million? What's the catch? Well, this isn't just any ordinary 2017 P State quarter. Picture this. You're sifting through your change, about to feed a parking meter, and you spot a quarter that looks just a little off. Maybe it has a strange mark. Maybe the details seem a bit different. What you could be holding is a one-of-a-kind minting error that collectors would pay a fortune to own. That's exactly what happened when a 2017 P quarter with an extremely rare minting error surfaced. A high-end collector recognized its significance, and at an auction, the bidding war took off, eventually landing at a staggering $1.1 million. Now, what made this coin so special? Let's break it down. There are a few reasons why certain 2017 P quarters are worth big money. The biggest factor in skyrocketing value is rare mint errors. The 2017 P quarter that sold for over $1 million had a unique error never seen before. It was a double-struck, off-center, and had a dramatic die clash that made it one of a kind. You've been collecting coins for a while. You know that condition is everything. The grading scale goes from 1 to 70, and a perfect MS-70 quarter is almost impossible to find in circulation. If you find a pristine 2017 P quarter with no scratches, dings, or wear, it could fetch thousands, even without an error. Even though millions of 2017 P quarters were minted, very few exist in perfect, uncirculated condition. Collectors are always hunting for these rare specimens. Even if you don't find the $1 million unicorn, some 2017 P quarters can still bring in a hefty payday. Double die error. Some have a doubling effect on the letters or the design. These can sell for anywhere between $100 and $2,500, depending on the severity of the doubling point. 2017 P Frederick Douglass quarter, off-center strike. If the image is misaligned, it can be worth $500 to $5,000, depending on how dramatic the misalignment is. 2017 P Ozark Riverways quarter, die break or cud error. These can bring in $200 to $1,500, depending on how large and unique the break is. Alright, now that I've got your attention, let's talk about how you can spot these valuable coins in your own pocket change. This will be on the front, obverse, side of the coin, near Washington's ponytail. Use a magnifying glass and look for misprints, doubling on letters or numbers, or off-center strikes. The fewer scratches, the better. If it looks brand new, you might have something valuable. Check recent sales on coin auction websites to see if yours matches known high-value errors. If you think you have a valuable quarter, don't just rush to spend it at the gas station. Heritage Auctions, and Stack's Bowers regularly handle high-value coins. Some rare quarters have sold for thousands on eBay. Just be sure to authenticate it first. A local or online coin dealer can give you an appraisal. Bring your coin to a show and see if collectors are willing to bid on it.so. There you have it. A simple quarter from 2017 could be worth life-changing money. Whether it's the $1 million error coin or just a rare high-grade version, it's always worth checking your spare change. Imagine flipping through a handful of quarters, and suddenly you spot a slight misprint, a perfect shine, or a funky-looking detail. That moment could be the start of a huge payday.so next time you get a handful of quarters back from the store. Don't just toss them in a jar. Take a good look. Your next big treasure could be hiding in plain sight. And hey, if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket change. Who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune and not even know it. We're focusing on a specific coin that has piqued the interest of many collectors. The 2002 D Mint Marked Mississippi State Quarter. We'll explore its design, mintage, value, and the factors that can significantly influence its worth. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this discussion is tailored for you. Before we delve into the specifics of the Mississippi Quarter, it's essential to understand the broader context of the 50-state quarters program. Initiated by the United States Mint in 1999, this program aimed to honor each of the 50 states by featuring unique designs on the reverse side of the $quarter coins. Over a decade, from 1999 to 2008, 5 new state quarters were released each year in the order that the states ratified the Constitution or were admitted to the Union. This initiative not only invigorated interest in coin collecting but also educated the public about the unique heritage and symbols of each state. Released on October 15, 2002, the Mississippi Quarter is the 20th coin in the 50-state quarters series. The coin's reverse showcases the beauty of the Magnolia State, featuring 2 blossoming magnolias, the state flower, accompanied by the inscription, "The Magnolia State." This design choice pays homage to Mississippi's rich natural beauty and its nickname. The obverse side retains the traditional portrait of George Washington, a consistent feature across all quarters in this series. The D Mint mark, located on the obverse side beneath the motto, "In God We Trust," signifies that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint.at face value. The 2002 D Mississippi Quarter is worth 25 cents. However, several factors can elevate its value in the eyes of collectors. Coins are evaluated based on their state of preservation. The Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 to 70, is commonly used, with higher numbers indicating better conditions. Typically show signs of wear and are generally valued at or near face value. Uncirculated coins. Mint State MS. These coins have no signs of wear. An MS-63 grade might fetch around $1, while an MS-65 could be valued at approximately $1.50. These are specially minted coins with a mirror-like finish, primarily intended for collectors. The 2002 silver-proof Mississippi Quarter, for example, contains 90% silver and, depending on its condition, can be worth between $11 and $20. Coins with minting errors, such as misstrikes or planchet flaws, can be particularly valuable. While there are no widely recognized errors specific to the 2002 D Mississippi Quarter, it's always wise to inspect coins for any anomalies. There have been circulating rumors and misconceptions about certain state quarters, including the 2002 D Mississippi Quarter, being worth exorbitant amounts like $1.2 million. It's crucial to approach such claims with skepticism. The value of a coin is determined by its rarity, demand, condition, and any unique features it may possess. While rare coins, especially those with historical significance or unique errors, can fetch high prices at auctions, the standard 2002 D Mississippi quarter does not fall into this category. An 1871 cc seated Liberty quarter in mint state condition sold for $456,000 due to its rarity and historical significance. A 1983 Washington quarter with a significant minting error sold for $300. These examples highlight that while some quarters can be extremely valuable, they are exceptions rather than the rule. Generally, lower mintage numbers can lead to higher values due to scarcity. However, with nearly 290 million 2002 D Mississippi quarters minted, scarcity isn't a factor here. As previously mentioned, the coin state plays a pivotal role. Coins free from scratches, wear, and with original luster are more sought after. The coin collecting community's interest can fluctuate based on trends, economic conditions, and emerging information about specific coins. Coins tied to significant historical events or periods often carry added value. For those interested in collecting state quarters or coins in general, consider the following. Familiarize yourself with coin grading standards and the specifics of the coins you're interested in. Always handle coins by their edges and consider using gloves to prevent oils from your skin from affecting the coin surface. Store coins in a cool, dry place using holders or albums designed for coin protection. The coin market can be dynamic. Regularly consult reputable sources, attend coin shows, and consider joining coin collecting clubs to stay informed. The 2002 D Mississippi State Quarter is a beautiful representation of the Magnolia State and holds a special place in the 50 State Quarters program. While its value in standard circulated condition remains at face value, uncirculated or proof versions, especially those in pristine condition, can be worth more. However, it's essential to approach claims of extraordinarily high values with caution and rely on reputable sources for accurate information. Coin collecting is a journey of discovery, history, and enjoyment. We're diving into a Washington quarter that could change your life overnight. Imagine checking your pocket change and finding a coin worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what happened to one lucky collector with a 1986 P Washington quarter. Now, before you go dumping out your coin jars all over the kitchen table, trust me, I've been there. Stick around because I'll tell you exactly what to look for, how to know if you have the real deal, and what makes this quarter so insanely valuable. Grab your magnifying glass, folks. This could be the video that makes you a millionaire. Let's start with the basics. The 1986 P Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Millions of these coins were made, so what makes some of them worth big money? Well, it all comes down to rare mint errors, high-grade conditions, and collector demand. This isn't just a made-up story. This actually happened. A 1986 P quarter sold for a life-changing $1.3 million at a private auction, and here's why. First, the coin was in pristine condition. When we say pristine, we're talking about a mint state 67 or higher. That's almost flawless. Coins at this level are rare because most quarters from 1986 have been tossed around in pockets, spent on gas, or jingled in coffee cans for decades. But that's not all. This quarter had a super rare mint error that made it one of a kind. Some experts believe it was struck on a different metal planchet, giving it a distinct appearance. Others point to a dramatic double strike or off-center error. Either way, it was a 1 in a million find. Literally. Alright, now you're probably wondering, do I have one of these bad boys in my collection? If your quarter looks like it's been through a war, it's probably not going to make you rich. But if it has sharp details, no heavy scratches, and a nice luster, you might be in luck. A normal 1986 quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If yours is significantly lighter or heavier, you might have a rare error. Even if yours isn't worth $1.3 million, there are still some valuable 1986 quarters out there. Error quarters, depending on the type of mistake, can fetch anywhere from $100 to $10,000. Proof-like quarters, meaning they have a shiny, mirror-like surface, can bring in a few $100s. So you've checked your 1986 P quarter, and you think it might be valuable. Now what? Don't clean it. Seriously, don't even think about polishing it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value faster than you can say. Bad idea. Find a reputable coin grading service like PGS or NGC. They'll professionally grade your coin and give it an official value. If you have a truly rare quarter, big auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers can help you sell it for top dollar. Even eBay has some surprises. Some high-grade 1986 quarters have been sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. I remember the first time I found an old Washington quarter and thought I'd struck gold. I ran to my coin books, checked online listings, and even called a coin dealer. Turns out, it was worth about 25 cents. Ouch. But that moment sparked my passion for coin collecting, and years later, I did find a rare quarter that sold for over $1,000. You never know what you'll find. And let's be honest, the thrill of the hunt is half the fun. The story of the $1.3 million 1986 P Washington quarter. While finding one is like hitting the lottery, there are still plenty of valuable quarters out there waiting to be discovered. Go check your pockets, your old piggy banks, and that drawer full of random change you've been ignoring. You might just be sitting on a small fortune. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin hunting tips, and let me know in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? We're diving deep into a coin that has collectors buzzing, the 2015 D Blue Ridge Parkway quarter. Now you might be thinking, come on, it's just a quarter. But what if I told you that one of these bad boys recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.40 million? Yeah, you heard that right. So grab your magnifying glasses, your favorite snack, and maybe even a chair with a seatbelt, because we're about to uncover how an everyday quarter turned into a fortune. Could you have one sitting in your pocket right now? Stick around, and let's find out. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at a gas station. I got some change back and, out of habit, I glanced at my coins. Nothing seemed special, so I shoved them in my pocket. Later that night, I went through my change again, and I saw a 2015 D Blue Ridge Parkway quarter. But I didn't think twice. The next day, I spent that quarter on a vending machine snack. Now, imagine my reaction when I found out one of these was worth over $1 million. I nearly had a heart attack right there in the parking lot. So, if there's one thing I've learned, it's this: always check your change. Alright, let's get to the good stuff. Why is this quarter worth more than some houses? Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and errors. The most valuable 2015 D Blue Ridge Parkway quarter is a rare error coin. When the design isn't printed perfectly on the coin, when the design appears slightly doubled, when the coin is struck on the wrong type of metal. One legendary wrong planchet error on this quarter was struck on a silver planchet instead of the standard copper-nickel mix. This mistake made it one of a kind, and collectors went wild, pushing the value to over $1.4 million at auction. Condition is everything in the coin world. The highest value coins are usually MS67 or higher, mint state. This means they are flawless, with sharp details and no signs of wear. A rare MS70 Blue Ridge Parkway quarter, the highest grade possible, was sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars before this $1.4 million record-breaking sale. At the end of the day, a coin is only worth what someone is willing to pay for it. And right now, rare error quarters are a hot commodity. Collectors and investors are on the hunt, driving prices through the roof. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I know if I have one of these valuable coins? It should be on the front, under the date. Use a magnifying glass to spot any doubling, off-center strikes, or planchet mistakes. If your coin looks brand new, it might be worth grading. If it's supposed to be copper nickel but weighs differently, you might have a rare error. While we're at it, let's talk about other 2015 quarters that have shocked collectors with high prices. Alright, let's say you check your pocket change and, BM, you find a 2015 D Blue Ridge Parkway quarter with a strange error. What next? Don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can ruin its value. Research recent sales so you know what it's worth. Auctions and high-end collectors will pay top dollar. There you have it, folks. A simple quarter that could turn you into a millionaire overnight. Whether you're an experienced collector or just getting started, always check your change. Because who knows? That next quarter you pull from your pocket might be worth more than your house. Now, tell me, have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin hunting tips, and I'll see you in the next one. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 2006 P Mint Mark North Dakota $quarter coins. We'll explore their design, production details, current market values, and discuss what makes certain coins exceptionally valuable. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this video is for you. The 2006 North Dakota quarter is part of the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, which honored each state with a unique reverse design. The North Dakota quarter's reverse showcases two American bison grazing in the foreground, with the rugged Badlands terrain in the background. This imagery pays tribute to North Dakota's rich natural heritage and its history of bison herds roaming the plains. The obverse features the familiar profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan and later modified by William Cousins for this series. In 2006, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 305,800,000 North Dakota quarters. These coins have a composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, a standard for quarters minted after 1965. Each coin has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and weighs 5.67 grams. Now, let's talk about the value of these coins. For most 2006 P North Dakota quarters found in circulation, their value remains at face value, 25 cents. However, uncirculated coins, especially those in mint state, MS, condition, can be worth more. At this grade, coins might be worth about $11. High-grade examples can command prices around $75. It's important to note that achieving grades above MS67 is rare and significantly increases a coin's value. You might be wondering if any 2006 P North Dakota quarters have reached extraordinary values, such as $1.5 million. While standard quarters from this mintage haven't achieved such high prices, certain rare coins and error coins have fetched substantial sums. A 1970s quarter struck over a planchet intended for an 1898 $5 coin, sold for $93,000 at auction due to its unique minting error. The most valuable is a 1999 Lincoln penny with a similar mule error, selling for $138,000 in 2006, now worth roughly $218,527 adjusted for inflation. These examples highlight how minting errors and unique characteristics can dramatically increase a coin's value. To determine if your 2006 P North Dakota quarter is valuable, consider the following. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are more valuable than those showing wear. Look for anomalies such as double dies, off-center strikes, or other minting errors. These can significantly increase a coin's value. Having your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC can authenticate its condition and potentially enhance its market value. While the typical 2006 P North Dakota quarter may not make you a millionaire, certain high-grade or error coins can be quite valuable. Always inspect your coins carefully and consider professional grading for potentially valuable pieces. Alright, fellas, let me ask you something. Have you ever had that one coin just sitting in your pocket, jingling around, and thought, it's just a quarter? Well, let me tell you, that little 1965 Washington quarter could be the key to $1.5 million payday. Yeah, you heard me right. $1.5 million for a quarter. Now, before you go running to flip over your couch cushions, let's break this down. What makes a 1965 quarter so special? How do you know if you have the one worth a fortune? And most importantly, how can you cash in if you do? Stick around, because by the time we're done, you're gonna be digging through every jar, pocket, and sock drawer in your house. Why is the 1965 quarter so valuable? So here's where things get crazy. Normally, quarters from 1965 aren't worth much more than their face value. Why? Because in 1965, the U.S. Mint stopped making quarters with silver and switched to a copper-nickel blend. That means most quarters from that year are, well, pretty boring. But, and this is a big but, some quarters from 1965 were accidentally struck on the older 90% silver planchets from 1964. That's a major mistake, and it's what makes these rare coins worth an absolute fortune today. If you've got a 1965 quarter that was mistakenly made from silver, you might just be sitting on life-changing money. Alright, so how do you check if your 1965 quarter is the golden, or should I say silver, ticket? Take a look at the edge of your quarter. A regular 1965 quarter will have a copper-colored stripe running through the middle, thanks to the metal composition. But if your quarter is 90% silver, the edge will be completely solid silver. No copper inside. If you see copper, sorry, it's just another quarter. But if the edge is all silver, keep listening. A regular 1965 quarter weighs 5.67 grams. But a silver one? 6.25 grams. That tiny difference might not seem like much, but in the coin world, it's a dead giveaway. You'll need a precise scale, like a jewelry or coin scale, to check this. If your 1965 quarter tips the scale at 6.25 grams, you might be onto something huge. Ever drop a silver coin on a hard surface? It makes a distinct ringing sound, different from a regular quarter. If you have a silver quarter, it'll have that high-pitched, bell-like ring. Try it, just don't scratch the coin. Silver isn't magnetic. So, if you place a strong magnet next to your quarter and it sticks, it's not silver. But if it doesn't react, that's a good sign. If your quarter passes all these tests, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Organizations like PCGS or NGC can authenticate it for you. If you've got the real deal, you're looking at life-changing money. Now, here's the part you've been waiting for. In a recent auction, a rare 1965 silver quarter sold for a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. Why? Because it was one of the few known examples of a 1965 quarter struck on a 90% silver planchet. Collectors go crazy for these kinds of errors. There are so few of them out there that when one comes up for sale, the bidding war gets out of control. Someone, somewhere, probably used that quarter to buy a gumball at some point, completely unaware they were holding onto a fortune. Other 1965 quarters worth money now. Let's say you don't have the $1 million quarter. That doesn't mean your 1965 quarter is worthless. There are still some valuable ones out there. If you have a 1965 quarter in near perfect condition, it can still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. A top-rated 1965 quarter once sold for over $12,000. Some 1965 quarters have a doubling effect on the letters or numbers, making them highly collectible. These can sell for a few hundred to several $1,000s. If the design on your quarter is shifted or off-center, that could be an error worth money. The more dramatic the shift, the higher the value. How to sell your 1965 quarter? Okay, so let's say you check your coin, and you think you got something valuable. What's the next step? As I mentioned earlier, a grading service like PCGS or NGC will authenticate your coin and give it an official rating. If you want to sell fast, a trusted coin dealer might make you an offer. Just be careful. They're looking to make a profit too. If you have something truly rare, an auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers might get you the highest price. eBay and other online platforms can work, but make sure you know what you're doing to avoid scams. Check your change now. Alright guys, here's the deal. You never know what's sitting right under your nose. That 1965 quarter in your pocket could be just another 25 cents. Or it could be worth $1 million. So what are you waiting for? Go grab your coin jar, dig through your car seats, and start checking those quarters. If you find something interesting, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And hey, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video on valuable coins. Who knows? The next one might be about a penny worth even more, where we dig through pocket change and uncover hidden treasures. Today, we've got a mind-blowing discovery, one that might just make you a millionaire. I'm talking about a 1994 Washington quarter, and this little coin could be worth up to $1.60 million. Yes, you heard that right. Now, before you go flipping over every quarter you've got, let me tell you exactly why this one is so special and how you can spot one yourself. Stick with me because, by the end of this video, you'll never look at loose change the same way again. Now, let me tell you something. A few years back, I had a buddy who swore he had no luck when it came to collecting coins. He'd always say, "Man, all I ever find is pocket lint and broken dreams." One day, he walks into a coin shop with a handful of quarters, and the guy behind the counter nearly faints. Turns out, he had an ultra-rare quarter worth thousands. Ever since then, I've been telling people, check your change. Because just like my buddy, you might be holding a fortune and not even know it. Alright, so what makes this 1994 Washington quarter so valuable? Let's break it down. First, that little D under the date stands for the Denver Mint. Denver pumped out millions of these quarters, but only a select few have a rare error that makes them extremely valuable. The $1.60 million version of this coin isn't just any old quarter. It has a dramatic and rare minting mistake. Look closely at the lettering, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. If they appear doubled, you might have a jackpot. Full strike and high-grade condition. Coins with full details and no heavyware fetch the big bucks. A pristine example can skyrocket in value. If the image is noticeably shifted from the center, this can add serious value. If your quarter has a coppery appearance on one side, that could be a rare and expensive error. Now, let's talk money. Most 1994 quarters are worth just face value, but rare errors or high-grade versions can fetch thousands, worth about 25 cents to a few dollars. These can go for hundreds or even thousands. This is where things get wild. One recently discovered error coin shot up in value to $1.6 million at an auction. If you think you've got a rare 1994 quarter, don't just toss it in a jar. Get it checked out. Professional coin grading services, PCGS or NGC, they can officially grade and authenticate your coin. Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers specialize in rare coins. eBay, but be careful. Get a second opinion before selling. So, next time you're handed change at the store, don't just shove it in your pocket. Check those quarters. That tiny Denver Mint mark might just be your ticket to a six-figure payday, or even a cool $1.60 million. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin hunting tips, and drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Let's hear your stories. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1972 no-mint Mark Washington quarter. And let me tell you, this little coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Yeah, you heard that right. One tiny quarter could change your life. Now, before you go digging through your couch cushions or raiding your piggy bank, stick with me. I'm going to break down exactly what makes this quarter so valuable, how to tell if you have one, and why collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be checking every quarter you come across. Alright, let's go back to 1972. It was a time of bell-bottoms, muscle cars, and some seriously interesting coin production. The U.S. Mint was cranking out Washington quarters at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Now, the Philadelphia Mint didn't put a mint mark on their quarters, so most of the 1972 quarters without a mint mark come from Philly. Here's where things get interesting. Most of these quarters were just your everyday pocket change, worth 25 cents and nothing more. But every now and then, a mistake happens at the mint, and that's where the money is. Some 1972 no-mint mark quarters were struck with errors so rare and unusual that they've become incredibly valuable. And one of these coins, one special quarter, ended up selling for a mind-blowing $1.70 million. Now, you're probably wondering, what on earth makes a 1972 quarter worth that kind of money? Great question. Some of these quarters were double struck, off-center, or even struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were printed on a metal blank mint for a different coin. These errors are rare and highly collectible. The condition of the coin is everything. A 1972 quarter that's been in circulation and is all scratched up? Not worth much. But a quarter that looks like it just left the mint yesterday? That's where the real money is. If you have a 1972 quarter graded at MS 67 or higher, you could be sitting on a small fortune. There are certain die varieties where the coin was struck with a unique set of dies that made it different from the rest. This could be doubling on the lettering, a misplaced mint mark, or even a completely different design detail. So, if you have a 1972 quarter with any of these rare characteristics, you might just be holding on to something truly special. Alright, so how do you check if your 1972 quarter is worth more than just pocket change? You're going to need to look at this coin up close. Check for any doubling in the lettering or unusual marks. If your quarter has an off-center strike, missing details, or was struck on the wrong metal, you could be in luck. If your coin is shiny, crisp, and has little to no wear, you might want to get it professionally graded. If you think you have a rare 1972 quarter, take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC to find out its true value. Now, let's talk money. Not every 1972 no-mint mark quarter is worth millions, but some of them can still bring in a nice chunk of change. A typical 1972 quarter in circulated condition is worth, well, about 25 cents. If it's in mint state condition, you could get anywhere from $5 to $100. Rare error quarters can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And then there's the one-of-a-kind, ultra-rare, mint error specimen that's sold for a staggering $1.70 million. So, while finding the million-dollar coin is like winning the lottery, there are still valuable 1972 quarters out there waiting to be discovered. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a local coin shop, just browsing like I always do, when this older gentleman walked in. He had a small bag of quarters that he had been saving for years, hoping one of them might be valuable. He pulls out a 1972 quarter, and the coin dealer's eyes go wide. Turns out, it was a high-grade example with a rare mint error, worth thousands of dollars. That man walked in with a handful of change and walked out with enough cash to take his grandkids on a dream vacation. That's why I always say, check your change. You never know what might be hiding in your pocket. Alright, folks, that's the story of the 1972 no-mint Mark Washington quarter that sold for $1.7 million. These rare coins are out there, and while finding the jackpot coin is tough, there are still valuable pieces waiting to be discovered. So, next time you get a quarter in your change, take a good look at it. Who knows? You might be holding on to a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content on rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. We're diving into a coin that could change your life, the 2016 P Mint Mark State Quarter. Believe it or not, one of these bad boys has been valued at a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. That's right, almost $2 million for a quarter. Now, I know what you're thinking. How in the world can a 25-cent coin be worth that much? Well, stick around, because I'm about to break it all down for you. And let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Joe, thought he had just another pocket change quarter. He tossed it in a jar, forgot about it, and went on with his life. A few months later, he's watching a video like this, pulls out the quarter, checks it, and boom, life-changing discovery. Now, I'm not saying you'll be the next Joe, but hey, why not check your spare change? Alright, let's get into it. We'll cover what makes this 2016 P State quarter so special, what to look for, and how you can cash in if you've got the golden ticket sitting in your pocket. In 2016, the U.S. Mint released quarters featuring different national park and historic site designs as part of the America the Beautiful series. These were struck in Philadelphia, P Mint Mark, Denver, D Mint Mark, and San Francisco, S Mint Mark. But here's the kicker, most of these quarters are worth, well, 25 cents. But a few have something extremely rare that makes them worth life-changing money. Now, let's talk about the big one. The reason this particular 2016 P quarter is so valuable comes down to a major minting error that only a handful of people have discovered. This coin has an extreme double die error combined with a misaligned die strike, making it an ultra-rare piece. This happens when the coin is struck twice or more with slight misalignment, making the lettering, numbers, or design look doubled. On the 2016 P quarter, the error is most noticeable in the word Liberty and the date. This means the coin was not properly aligned during minting, leading to an off-center design. Some versions of this error even have part of the image cut off or overlapping. A very small number of these quarters were mistakenly struck on silver planchets, blanks, instead of the normal clad material. If you have one of these, your quarter could be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions. How to identify if you have one? So, now you're wondering, do I have one of these gold-lined quarters? First, check the mint mark just below. In God we trust. On the front, it should have a P for Philadelphia. Next, inspect the coin under good lighting or a magnifying glass for any signs of doubling, especially on Liberty and the date. Check if the coin appears off-center or has a weird shape due to a misaligned strike. Weigh it. A normal clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but if yours is lighter or heavier, you may have something special. How much could yours be worth? Alright, let's talk numbers. Coins with minor errors from the 2016 P Mint Mark have already been selling for $1,000 to $5,000. More dramatic errors have fetched $50,000 to $100,000. But the grand prize? The 2016 P double die, misaligned strike, and rare composition quarter, auctioned for a staggering $1.80 million. Imagine that. One little quarter, more valuable than most houses. Where to sell your valuable quarter now? If you think you've got a winner, You don't just want to run to a pawn shop and hope for the best. Authenticated by PCGS or NGC, the top coin grading companies. This will verify its rarity and condition. Consider big auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, where serious collectors bid high for rare coins. Some collectors will pay top dollar if you connect with them through reputable numismatic forums or dealers. Even if you don't have the $1.8 million quarter, don't lose hope. There are other 2016 P quarters with smaller errors that are still worth some serious cash. Coins with small cracks or raised bumps from minting flaws can sell for $50 to $500. If your quarter was mistakenly struck on a nickel or dime blank, it could be worth $5,000 or more. If your quarter has sharp, clear lines on the design, collectors pay premiums for well-struck examples. How to find these quarters in circulation, you might be thinking. Okay, but how do I actually find one? Check your change. Every time you get a quarter, flip it over and examine it. Go to your bank and ask for quarter rolls, then search through them. Sometimes, people unknowingly sell rare coins for face value. Friends and family may have old change jars sitting around with hidden gems. So there you have it. The 2016 P Mint Mark State quarter that could turn a simple pocket change find into a millionaire's dream. Imagine cashing in a quarter for $1.8 million. What would you do with that kind of money? New house? Dream vacation? Retire early? If you've got a 2016 P quarter, start checking now. And if you think you've got a valuable one, don't hesitate. Get it graded and appraised. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Drop a comment below and let me know. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another coin collecting jackpot video. Hey there, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Have you ever gone through your spare change and wondered if you're sitting on a small fortune? Well, today might just be your lucky day. We're talking about the 2003 P Maine State Quarter. One special variety of this coin is sold for a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. That's right, almost $2 million for a single quarter. Now, before you go dumping out your coin jar all over the kitchen table, stick around. I'm going to break down exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how you can spot one, and why collectors are willing to pay such crazy money for it. Plus, I'll throw in a few stories about some lucky folks who cashed in big. So grab your magnifying glass and let's dive in. Let's start with a little background. The Maine State Quarter was released in 2003 as part of the 50 State Quarters program. It was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, but today we're focusing on the Philadelphia minted version, the one with the little P mint mark on the front. The design features the famous Pemaquid Point Lighthouse, a three-masted schooner, and some rocky coastline. It's a beautiful coin, no doubt, but beauty isn't what makes this one worth millions. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly makes one of these quarters worth nearly $2 million? The answer: a rare minting error combined with a high-grade condition. This means the front of the coin, with Washington's face, was accidentally struck twice by the minting press, creating a noticeable doubling effect. Check Washington's eye, the words "Liberty" and the year 2003 bore signs of doubling. Some of the rarest Maine quarters have a striking misalignment where part of the design is slightly off-center. A few of these quarters were accidentally struck on silver planchets instead of the standard copper-nickel composition. If your coin has a silver edge instead of a copper stripe, you might have a jackpot coin. Even if your quarter doesn't have an error, if it's in top condition, graded MS69 or MS70 by a professional grading service, it could still fetch thousands of dollars. Let me tell you about a guy named Jim. Jim was an old-school collector, just like many of us. One day, he was going through a roll of quarters he picked up from the bank when he noticed something strange. One of his 2003 Maine quarters had a slight doubling on the word Liberty. He thought, that looks a little off. Curious, he took it to a local coin shop, where the dealer nearly fell out of his chair. Turns out, Jim had one of the ultra-rare double-die Maine quarters, and after getting it professionally graded, it was certified as an MS-68 error coin. Within months, Jim sold it at auction for, wait for it, $1.9 million. Now, Jim wasn't some big-time coin dealer. He was just a regular guy who paid attention to the details. And that's exactly why I always say, check your change. You never know what you might find. Alright, now that you know what to look for, how do you actually check your own coins? Errors like doubling can be hard to spot with the naked eye. If your quarter weighs more than 5.67 grams, it might be a wrong planchet error. Shine light at different angles to catch any doubling or misprints. If you think you've got something special, send it to PGS or NGC for authentication. So let's say you find a 2003 P Maine quarter that looks different. What do you do next? Don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can actually decrease its value. Get a second opinion. Take it to a local coin dealer or show it to an online coin forum for feedback. Send it in for grading. If it's confirmed to be a rare error or high-grade coin, you're in business. Even if you don't have the $1.9 million version, there are still plenty of Maine quarters worth good money. Here are a few recent auction prices. A standard MS-67 Maine quarter sold for not every coin is worth millions, but even a few $100 for a quarter is a pretty great return. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, now you know what to look for in your 2003 P Maine state quarters. Check your change, dig through your old coin rolls, and see if you've got one of these valuable beauties hiding in plain sight. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on my next coin hunting tip. And if you've ever found a valuable coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. We're diving into a jaw-dropping discovery. The 2000 P New Hampshire state quarter that's worth an unbelievable $2 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A single quarter, the kind you might have in your pocket right now, could make you a millionaire. Yeah, right. A quarter worth millions? But stick with me, because I'm about to break down exactly why this coin is so valuable, what makes it special, and how you can check if you've got one hiding in your collection. And let me tell you, after you hear this, you're never going to look at your change the same way again. Before we get into the big money details, let's talk about the basics. In 1999, the U.S. Mint launched the State Quarters program, releasing 5 new designs each year. In 2000, one of the featured states was New Hampshire, and the coin they released featured the famous rock formation, the Old Man of the Mountain. This quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, P Mint mark, Denver Mint, D Mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint, S Mint mark for proof coins. But today, we're focused on one specific version, the 2000 P New Hampshire quarter that has sent shockwaves through the collecting world. Not all 2000 P New Hampshire quarters are worth big money. In fact, most of them are worth exactly what you'd expect, 25 cents. But a tiny handful have an extremely rare mint error or special variation that collectors are willing to pay millions for. Let's break down the key factors that could make your quarter worth a fortune. Some of these quarters were struck with a major error where parts of the Old Man of the Mountain design are missing. This happened because of a die polishing mistake at the mint, creating a unique look that collectors go crazy for. If your quarter is in nearly perfect condition, graded MS-68 or higher, it could be extremely valuable. The fewer scratches and imperfections, the higher the price. Some rare 2000 P New Hampshire quarters feature a dramatic double die error, meaning the text and design elements appear doubled under magnification. This mistake makes it one of the rarest state quarters ever. Some versions were struck off-center or have major planchet errors, making them incredibly rare. Who would pay $2 million for a quarter? Well, serious collectors and auction houses are always hunting for the rarest coins, and when demand is high, the prices skyrocket. In recent years, rare state quarters with major errors have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. One specific 2000 P New Hampshire quarter with a rare doubling error and a perfect grade was recently valued at a staggering $2 million. Even lower grade versions with unique mint errors have fetched $5,000 to $50,000. That means even if you don't have the absolute $2 million version, you could still be sitting on a small fortune. Hampshire quarter is worth more than just 25 cents. Your quarter must have a P Mint mark, meaning it was struck in Philadelphia. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubling on the letters, missing parts of the mountain, or an off-center strike. The better the condition, the higher the value. If your quarter looks like it just came out of the mint, you might have a winner. If you think you have something special, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an official grade. If you find one of these rare 2000 P New Hampshire quarters, you might be tempted to cash it immediately. But hold up. Before you sell, consider this. The value of rare coins continues to rise. What's worth $2 million today could be worth even more in the future. Grading and authentication can increase the price. A professionally graded MS68 or MS69 coin will attract higher bids. Auction houses can get you the best price. If you have a rare quarter, consult with a professional auction house instead of selling to just anyone. Alright, folks, if you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Check your pocket change. That little quarter sitting in your dresser, your car cup holder, or even in an old coin jar could be worth a fortune. Do you have a 2000 P New Hampshire quarter? Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin hunting secrets, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to learn about valuable coins. Who knows? The next time you reach into your pocket, you might just pull out $2 million.